Welcome back, everybody. So why do I live in my 4Runner? There is one reason that kind of got me into it, but there's a lot of reasons that keep me in it, and a couple things that really suck about it, and I'm going to talk about those too. But this video is for anybody who's just wondering why I'm doing this, and also anybody who is either decided to move into their vehicle or has had no choice. This might help you kind of wrap your mind around it. If you don't have a why, it's gonna suck probably. For most people, I think it's gonna suck. I'm very adventure focused. Most people seem to be driven by security and stability and predictability, and those things are like soul death for me. I need newness and adventure and challenge and change and even a little bit of chaos. So this lifestyle kind of works for me in that way. Kind of the over-glaring easy answer is that I'm just priced out of the rental market. I just got a full-time job making almost $22 an hour, working full-time, and I've got this side gig, the YouTube channel, that makes me a little bit of money, and I still don't qualify for an apartment in my area. Rents are just too damn high. Everything is so expensive now, and that is what it is, and I don't really think that's going to change anytime soon. So that is kind of numero uno, the easy, obvious one. And then also, like I said, just a sense of adventure. I can, one of the big perks is that if I get stuck in a job that I don't like or I get laid off, we just got the jobs report, and now there are more people looking for work than there are jobs available. So I'm super lucky to even have a job right now. I'm gonna count myself lucky on that. Let alone a side gig that makes a little bit extra money that I actually really enjoy too. But if I were to get laid off, I don't have to come up with, you know, $2,000 plus a month for my living expenses. My living expenses are super low. So also, if you know, it's the manager that I have, I've met him. He seems like a really cool guy. He seems like a really good person to work for. But if he leaves and we get a new manager and he's a total dick and I don't want to work there anymore, I can leave. I'm not stuck in a situation. So I've got freedom. I can also, you know, if I decide to leave that job and I want to move to a different city where there's more jobs, you know, that are available for the type of work I want, or I just want to move to a different area, I can just pick up and do that. I'm not locked into a lease. I'm not locked into a super high monthly expenses I have to come up with. It's also a lot easier for me to save money and to have a nice big fat savings in case something happens, or I want to move, or you know, I want to buy a travel trailer so I can move into an RV park and have a home base in a new town where living in a car is really difficult because of the weather, like Bend, like I'd like to eventually do. So I've got that freedom as well. I've got the ability to pay off debts. Most people are one paycheck away from being homeless and being in their car, and most people are not super financially smart. We all make stupid financial decisions. I am not immune from that. And the ability to work full-time and save a bunch of money and be able to get out of debt super fast is just right there. You know, originally I moved in to the 4Runner because I wanted to get my YouTube channel going full-time, and I thought that it could pay for the car payment for this 4Runner, and plus, you know, the gas money, food money, and, you know, occasionally buying supplies and stuff once I got this thing paid off. And it just never happened. The income isn't there with the YouTube channel, but it's a really good side gig, and I can go get a full-time job and work that. And luckily my job is 410s and has 30 days of PTO per year, so I could take a couple big trips and I can go out on weekend trips, and it's gonna work out really well where I can do both. So that's really gonna work well. I hope I'm going the right way. I think I am. So that's gonna work out. Another thing is you know, because I don't have the big monthly expensive housing, I can just go out on trips. This morning I woke up and I waited for a call to get the final answer on whether or not I got that job, and luckily I did. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take the day off, and I'm just gonna go, because I've been doing Uber Eats for money besides the YouTube thing. I'm gonna take the day off and go check out a waterfall. So I just Googled waterfall in Google Maps, and just found this one, and I just drove down 45 minutes down to get here. Just went on an epic little hike. Here's the footage from that. I'll play it on the side. It's a vertical video anyway. and just had a great time, man. So now I'm gonna go to another town. I'm gonna go to Silver Falls State Park, which isn't too far away, and go check out some more waterfalls and get some hiking in, and then I'll drive back to the Portland area and do some more driving, probably for dinner rush tonight. Oh, nope, it's already 4 o'clock. I'll have to do it tomorrow. So I've got freedom to go out and do the stuff I want to do. If I was locked into a job, man, the way the rental prices are now, and mortgage, I wouldn't be able to go out and do the stuff I really enjoy every weekend, and go out on hikes and go do the stuff I want to do. So the freedom, the adventure, the ability to get ahead financially and save up and really get myself in a good spot. You know, it looks like we're going into a recession, and being out of debt and having cash on hand to buy the stuff I've been wanting that's been overpriced. I've got a feeling that real estate's gonna come down. It might be a good opportunity to get some real estate. There's all kinds of cool farmland out in places like this where, you know, if I found a spot I really like and I could figure out who owns the land and, you know, offer them, you know, a nice down payment and seller financing on like 5 acres. If someone owns 400 acres or something, I just want a little corner lot, you know, you can offer seller financing and a nice down payment. Times are getting tough, and I think that people are going to be more willing to sell land, and you know, might be able to just find a little spot that's zoned residential, maybe a house burnt down, or they had a rundown property or something and they just want to get rid of it, and they could use some extra money. This might be the right time for that. Look at this beautiful place I'm at, man. Gorgeous out here. I'm so glad summer's over. Oh man, I'm gonna be complaining about the rain in no time. So that's kind of it, man. Those are the main reasons. It works for me. There are times that I hate it. One of the big challenges is getting a good night's sleep. It's rare that I sleep the whole night through. If it's not the goddamn leaf blowers, man, those leaf blowers, that's 2025. Why are they still so loud? And why are they always at 6 o'clock in the morning? I can't stand them. Maybe that's my calling, is to invent noiseless leaf blowers. But anyway, if it's not that, it's cars driving by, or if I'm in a parking lot, it's cars with loud bass waking me up or something. I don't really get the knock in this vehicle. This thing's insanely stealthy and nobody bothers me. Where I park, I look like I belong, and I don't really get bothered. I've had a couple times where I've gotten kicked out. One time in a hospital parking garage, which was kind of my fault. I was in a parking garage with my window screen in. It's before I had fans, so windows were all fogged up. I was super obvious with it. That's my fault. And then the other time was at Planet Fitness parking lot. I was parked for like 20 minutes, and power tripping G.I. Joe looking security guard that probably got bullied in high school, big jacked guy with tactical vest and tactical pants, and his army pants tucked into his tactical boots and stuff, kicked me out, just trying to feel like a hot shot guy. Anyway, that's really the only problems I've had. And then being subject to the weather. You know, in the summer it's hot. I live in Northwest Oregon in the Portland area, so it's really easy for me to get out into the mountains and go to the coast. Working this job that I've got this summer is going to be a little trickier. Might have to figure something out for that, somewhere to plug in with AC or something, but I'm working the hottest part of the day. So, and then in the winter it doesn't really get that cold in Willamette Valley, and I'm going to figure out my diesel heater so when I go out camping on the weekends up in the mountains, I can be up in the snow, which will be good because there will be a lot less people out there, and I can hook up my diesel heater in here and in my tent. So that'll work out. But those are the main cons. And then just running out, you know, I made a video about the homeless situation and how that affects van life. We're kind of running out of parking areas. It's tougher, but with something this stealthy, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be totally fine. So it's not really that big of an issue. It's just something to complain about, really. And then they're talking, the president's talking about sending the National Guard to Portland. I don't go in Portland, like the city of Portland. I stay out in the towns around it. So I don't think that's going to be an issue for me at all. I really don't. And I don't think they're going to be cracking down on homeless and van life people as much. I think they're going after all the protesters and stuff, which I stay well away from that whole scene. That's not something I want to be a part of anyway. So yeah, man, overall, the next year I'm just going to be working, build myself a nice fat savings, get the 4Runner paid off. That means I won't have to have full coverage insurance anymore, and the money that I would be spending on full coverage, I'm just going to invest, and if something happens and I have to pull out of investments and my savings, so be it. But I'll be paying a lot less for insurance. This thing is insanely reliable. That's one of the reasons I bought it. I want to go out into super remote places and have the peace of mind of knowing that this thing is not only super reliable, but super capable off-road. If a storm comes in or something happens, I'm going to be fine. I did a little wheeling to get down to that waterfall I just went to. Check out this clip. So yeah, man, this vehicle rocks. Not ideal for van life. I'd love to have a toilet. That's the other con, is finding toilets sometimes because of the crime and the homeless situation and people just being slobs. Most of the toilets in the area where I live are locked now, and you've got to get a code. And then once you get in there, half the time they're trash anyway. Oh, got a squirrel. So yeah, man, van life in a 4Runner is pretty good. If you're in this situation and you've got to get your mind wrapped around, this is a blessing in disguise. This is a way to get out of debt. If you're in debt, this is a way to save money. If you can work, if you're lucky enough to be able-bodied and able to work and able to find a job, I hope that's the case. If not, I hope you find some resources and a community to help you out. Because it would be really tough if I couldn't work and I was just stuck in this thing. If that's the case, I feel for you. Try to get your mind as strong as possible and try to see this as a good thing if you can. Here's Scott's Mills. It's a cool little town. I guess there's some polygamist midget cult out here or something. I don't know, I think that's what I heard. This is out kind of by where I grew up. Ooh, look at that house. Beautiful, beautiful old country house. Here's a fire station. This is cool, man. I love this little town. All right, I'm off to Silverton.